This is definitely the best way to start every video with music. Something like a phenomenon. Okay. This is day 3 of the Entrepreneur Life series. 30 days of everything entrepreneurship, everything business, leadership, sales, communication, influence, everything business, mindset, skills, philosophies. And today's day 3. So we had interesting first 2 days. Like first day was, what does the word entrepreneur mean? What does it mean to me? Second of all, yesterday we talked about, why people become an entrepreneur, why they go down that path versus the employee path. So check those videos out if you haven't seen them. They're on my Facebook feed, they're on my IGTV in the Entrepreneur Life series, and they're on my YouTube channel. If you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, you gotta check it out now. I finally got everything set up and ready. All the content is on there from the 30-day Design Your Life series as well. So if you haven't got my YouTube link, just send me a DM, send me a message, or put it in the comments here, and I will send you the link to my YouTube channel. So this is day 3. And we're going to just talk about quickly today, what type of business is best for you. Now, we don't have enough time to get into all the possibilities and all the details of each. And then everybody is different and there's lots of different reasons, but just some general basic principles of why people choose certain businesses over others. So for me, for example, I told you back in 2008, 2009, I was working on the cruise ships. I loved it. And I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it blew my mind, having money work for you versus you work for money. And, back then I was obviously in health and fitness. So I loved health and fitness. I played sport at a fairly high level. I wanted to know what kind of business could I open into fitness? So I didn't want to open just a gym. I just found out I was allergic to gluten as well. I was a celiac. So what I was doing was I was looking, like back in 2008, it was not a friendly gluten-free world. Okay, it was not a friendly gluten-free world. It was miserable. The bread was like sand and stone back in 2008. It's pretty good now. So I looked at maybe opening a cafe or a restaurant where I had everything gluten-free and maybe even vegan as well to keep all those crazy people happy. So the vegans just unsubscribed now after that comment. But you know what I mean. Some of you are pretty extreme. Anyway, so I was looking at putting all the best gluten-free stuff because I had some great stuff in Spain. I saw the gluten-free stuff. Even at McDonald's in 2010, you could get a gluten-free Big Mac. They had the gluten-free buns. So I was looking at putting everything into one place. And then I was looking at maybe putting a restaurant on the side of it, which was going to be pretty cool. Then I looked at opening like different yoga studios. Me and 1 or 2 business partners back then, we looked at opening, we went to different locations around Limerick in Ireland, where I'm from. And every business I looked at opening was going to cost a minimum 50 to 80,000 just to get it off the ground, 50 to 80,000 euros. So even more in dollars. And that was back in 2010, 2011, when it was like the height of the recession. It was still, businesses were closing down everywhere, and it was still going to cost 50,000 to open a business. So when you're looking at traditional business, I wanted it because I was so passionate about health and fitness and lifestyle and everything back then. That's why I wanted to open that type of a business. But it just wasn't feasible. Plus, when you consider that when you open a traditional business, you have to have so much more shit to deal with. There's so much more crap to deal with. Like your location, like the whole bricks and mortar side of it, the actual physical location becomes a nightmare. The amount of stuff you have to deal with there, and the amount of costs and the amount of risks there. So that's huge up front, the premises and all the other bills that come with having a premises, okay, and all the different liabilities and everything. And then you look at like having staff, dealing with staff, employees. I know of a lot of business owners who are friends, and there's always problems with staff because staff a lot of times come in and come out. They have no attachment to the product or the service or the business. It's just a job, right? So there's always a high turnover of staff. Then you got people stealing, or you have people not delivering at a high standard. Customer service might be bad. There's so many headaches to come with a traditional business. You have to stock, you have to have a warehousing for all your stock. It was just endless, okay? So the money never stops going out. It's just going out and going out and going out. So as much as I wanted to have, these traditional business ideas that I was passionate about, the pros versus cons didn't weigh up. And remember, the biggest thing was I wanted lifestyle. I wanted travel. I was traveling the world since I was 16. I was now like 24. I wanted to have more of a lifestyle. So I didn't want to, even like, of course you could get $50,000, $60,000 euros then to start a business, but I didn't want to risk, and I didn't want to be tied down to one location. So that's kind of what ruled traditional business out for me, because I'm still passionate about all those things, about lifestyle, about fitness, about all these different, and I think I see a lot of ways to make it better, and maybe someday I will, when I can really just throw money at it, put my ideas, and not have to spend any time. But back then, I was still so young. I was looking for a business I could dive into, but I didn't have all that upfront costs and risks. And many people, even if it's a franchise where a lot of the thinking is done for you, you're paying more. It's very difficult to get a good franchise for less than 100,000. And then, you're woken up every day by the banks, by the guns to the head, like, hey, loans, debts, repayments. It's so much stress. And for me to this day, that's one of the main reasons why traditional business is a big risk. And it's very noble, I think, to have. I think it's something that's a lot of pride in having a physical business. But there's just so much risk involved. There's so much on your shoulders every day. So that's one option in traditional business. Then obviously within that, with the franchise model, that's just pros and cons to that as well. There's less thinking involved. You're following a system, a detailed plan. But sometimes that can be very rigid, and then you can't express yourself creatively as much as you'd like. You're tied into that brand and their rules. So, that has pros and cons. And again, they're very risky, big upfront payment. Now, they sell you like, oh, this is the profit you're going to be making after 5 years. But there's statistics all over the world, from Ireland to America and everywhere else, that like 90% of businesses fail in 10 years. Like after 5 years, like 80-something% aren't even making money. They're barely breaking even, barely surviving, definitely not thriving. So then you start to look at the online business models, and now today there's so many online business models. And even if you I feel like just you can start a business so much easier now. Like, you want to be a photographer, you're really good at creating content. You can create a business out of that and sell it online. You can sell stock photos. You can become a marketing person for a brand, and you can do photography and brand for other brands that don't have that experience. You get into social media and be social media, like, talk about scams. There's so many social media managers charging 3, 4, 5,000 a month who know nothing. It's incredible. But there are some really, really good people as well, and they deserve to be paid that and more. But there's just so many ways of generating business online. Now, even you can be a really good blogger, and you can create really good content. You can get paid for that. So I think people just have to be aware of the different types of businesses. Obviously, my entry was network marketing. I'm still to this day very passionate about network marketing, because for me it ticks all the boxes. Okay, like ultimately it's a path to financial freedom. It's a financial vehicle. Now, remember we talked yesterday about being a business owner is about one word. It's called leverage. And network marketing is the best way to create leverage, to multiply your efforts. And it's just like a franchise model, really. You're just franchising people. And for me, in my opinion, I found the best network of all, because I don't have to sell a product. I get to just earn money from what people are doing every single day anyway. So for me, when I chose my business in 2010, it had all the upside of network marketing, but none of the downside, because I didn't have to, go and sell this product and say it's the best in the world. All I had to do was help you save money on where you're going anyway. That's a whole other conversation, and maybe I'll touch on that another time later. But for me, network marketing gave me choices, and the biggest thing as well, it was huge on personal development. Like, network marketing is personal development in disguise. And as I said, because it allowed me to earn money from all businesses. My network allows me to earn money from all the existing shops. So it's an existing daily habit that's happening right now. I wasn't trying to create some new activity amongst people. I was just showing them a better way of doing it. So for me, this ticked all the boxes. It was obviously very challenging. Network marketing is a challenging business. You're going against a lot of stigma. There's a lot of negative connotations around network marketing. And for me, that's the biggest downside. A lot of people can't handle that. That lack of social esteem is temporary lack. Because I had it for sure for years. My friends and people I know making fun or saying it's not going to work. But then when you have success and you make that money and you really reach to where you want to go, and you're earning more than people that you know in jobs for 20 years are making, and they see you living a better lifestyle, now suddenly there's a lot of social esteem your way. So that, like in network marketing, it's a temporary, and unfortunately it's the blow-ins, it's the temporary people, it's the short-term thinking people. They're the ones that cause the problems in network marketing, because they get in, treat it like a hobby, and then they bitch about it because they earn money like it's a hobby. Like, hobbies don't pay you well. So if you treat it like a hobby, it pays you like a hobby. But the people who stick with it and learn and grow and develop, they earn, full-time money from network marketing because they commit themselves to it and they actually understand it. Okay, and they realize it's a business. Like you look at look at the big jobs like doctor, you look at law, you look at all these things. The people spend 100, 200,000 and spend 5 to 10 years in college to be a lawyer or a doctor, and then maybe make $250,000 or $500,000 a year. In network marketing, you can make that income, but you can get involved for a couple of $100. And this is the downside as well, because it's so easy to get started, it's so easy to come out of it. And unfortunately, a lot of people missell network marketing and say it's easy and you can get rich, and it's not easy. It's one of the most challenging things you can do because you have to become a master of influence. You have to influence people that are like you, but also that are not like you. So that's why for me, like, network marketing is a very strong, solid business, especially it's the perfect entry level into business. And if you use network marketing correctly, you will build very valuable relationships that you will ultimately end up in other businesses. Like, I have shares in multiple businesses now, all from my network marketing relationships. Like I had my coaching business, obviously the whole way through, in my speaking business. So I already had 2 businesses. My network marketing, that's 3. And then from all those relationships, now I have multiple businesses and most of them are online and without the risk. Whereas if I had went down the traditional business in 2010, where would I be now? I might be still in that one business, or I'd be limited because your head is in the sand every day. When your head is in the sand trying to survive, how are you supposed to receive new opportunities? How are you supposed to expand? And how people in traditional business tend to expand is just, let's buy more, let's make it bigger, let's buy another one. And it's just multiplying the risk, they're multiplying the load on their shoulders. Whereas in network marketing, you can expand into different countries. You can do it online, so you don't have the cost of expansion, but you can receive the income from the expansion. You see the difference? So in a traditional business, you want to expand, the money goes out first. In network marketing, you can build it online, especially if you have a company with a big international infrastructure, with a solid infrastructure in every country. Now you can expand outwardly without the cost of that expansion. Now it's just income. Of course, there's a little bit of cost, there's always a little bit, but in comparison to what you can earn, it's just no comparison, right? So for me, network marketing is one of the best models of business for everybody, especially one, like, in my opinion, I'm biased, of course, but one that you don't have to, I'm not in the convincing business. I don't want to convince people to do anything, but I have a vehicle where you can, have personal development, it grow you as a person. You have to learn new skills. It's something that pushes you. It's going to give you a new education. It's going to make you develop you and expand your knowledge, your skills, your mindset, everything. But you can also earn an income that becomes passive. Now, it's not passive at the beginning, it's very active. And in a later video, I'm going to teach you the difference between passive progressive income and then active linear income. And most people have an active linear income, meaning they have to work and the income tends to stay the same, a little bit increases. A passive progressive income is income that's very much active up front, but it becomes passive and it tends to grow. And this is a whole different concept, a whole different mindset. So I will teach you the difference in a later video about passive income versus active income and linear income versus progressive income. But network marketing is something that gives everybody a fair shot. Now, of course, there are shitty network marketing companies, yes. Okay, that's not the ones I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones that have a solid brand, that have a base, a foundation, that have years, that have been through a lot of shit. You want companies who've been through it because they need to go through it. And if they survive, that means there's something really good there. If they don't, that means they were crap to begin with. Okay, so I like looking for opportunities that have been tested, proven, evidence-based, not word-based, not about talk. So network marketing as well, and any online business, really allows you to think bigger. And you're also surrounded by like-minded people who want to open your mind and elevate you and push you up as well. Some of my best friends are from network marketing, not just from my company, from other companies, because once you elevate yourself in network marketing, there's a level of respect because you know what you had to do to get there. Like, you have to overcome so much fear to get there. There's so much fear in network marketing because you're trying to grow your business. You're trying to overcome what a lot of people think, and maybe it's not always positive, right? So that's what I would say about different businesses. Yeah, you have the traditional businesses, it's great, but for me, I think an online business or a network marketing business is the way to go. And I think everybody should be moving into an online business. Everybody should have a network marketing business, because what it does, even if it's only a couple of $100 a month, add that up, that multiplies. And even take that income and invest it, that multiplies. Okay, take what you're going to learn, the skills you're going to learn from that business, it's going to multiply. So stop thinking about, oh, I can do one big thing that's going to make me rich. It's not that, it doesn't work like that. If you can have multiple streams, even if they're small, it doesn't matter. Because the lessons you're going to learn and the financial habits you're going to gain and the person you're going to become, that's ultimately what's going to give you a real life of freedom. That's going to allow you to live your life by design. Okay, so start being more aware, be open, and that's the biggest thing. Be open, take everything in, and then choose the best path for you. Too many people think they know everything and they block out opportunities. Just keep your mind open. Keep a mind open to everything. And you know, if you have any questions here, let me know in the comments or send me a message and just ask me, hey, I want to know more about online business. Hey, I want to know more about network marketing. Let me know, and I'm definitely open to having that conversation with you guys. So that's my 2 cents on different types of businesses. As I said, I'm not getting into the detail. That's a very brief overview from kind of traditional and online and network marketing. There's some phenomenal online ways of making money today as well. Just people buying stuff off eBay, flipping it, selling it, buying from Amazon, flipping it and selling it. There's so much possibilities out there. You just have to be open to looking and to expanding your awareness. Okay, so keep the mind open, look for different businesses, try and find something that's in alignment with your integrity, with your goals, with where you want to go. But also look for a business that's going to push you, that's going to develop you. Don't settle for, like we think, as soon as your mind is closed, you think you know everything, that's when you're missing out on opportunities. Just be open and don't have such an emotional reaction to everything. You know, maybe you don't know much about selling online. Look, educate yourself. Maybe you don't know much about network marketing. Educate yourself. You know, there's good in everything. There's some bad in everything. It's your job, your responsibility to seek out the good, do your research, and then make an educated decision. So that's my message today. That's day 3 of the 30-day Entrepreneur Life series. I will see you tomorrow. Hope you got some value. If you're watching this on the replay, just let replay in the comments. And if it's your first time watching this content, just put a 1 in the comments. I'm excited to see you guys tomorrow. Another great video coming tomorrow. I will see you then. Peace.